Hello, welcome back and thanks for joining me for another episode. And this time we are not just curious about the adventures of our party, but what can be the fate of Balai, because we just found out that there's a famine in this town and I was thinking about how it could happen. And if we look to the overland map we built earlier, we can see that Balai is among the mountains. It is, despite its size, it is kind of an isolated settlement. So they rely on the food caravans arriving, they rely on a supply chain which is maybe broken now. So it is maybe not a rare event in Balai, but anyway, if people has no food to eat, it can cause some things. And especially that on the description of the famine, it says that an insurrection occurs the next day. So maybe it is longer than the usual time they have to wait for food. We'll see. And in the meantime, I realized that if there will be an insurrection, maybe it's good to know who is the ruler of the block or of the whole town. We will see how big this town of Balai will be. And in building 8 and 6, we already found rival families, and we know that building 6 is a noble's hostel where we can find the incriminating love letters of the Viscount. And sorry, I just learned how to pronunciate Viscount, really. So I think that the ruler of this block is him, and I started to note factions. We know about one faction and we never met this Viscount, so I just copied the faction scorecard, but I don't know how to fill it yet. Maybe if we really meet this leader, we will know. And at the moment, I think maybe the Viscount heard that an adventurer party arrived to the town of Balai, crossing the streets of his area, but we really don't have a connection with him, so that's why the faction point starts at 0, and we'll see how it will go. That's about the faction rules at this time, and when we have to use the detailed rules, we will check how to do it. So, our party is on the crossing here, and as you can see, I deleted the lines showing the movement of our party. I think it doesn't matter anymore because we can see how they explore the different buildings. I just left this one here to see that we moved out of building number 12, which was a local guard post. Actually, now we know that a guard post of the Viscount. And we turned north. Here we are in this crossing, and we can move towards east or towards north. Both ways we will find beggars, as all the map icons changed to beggars because of the famine. So let's turn east and check that beggar. And one other thing I forgot, that I remember that we have no rations, so they won't attack us for food. But what I forget, that we found already a victual, so I won't roll for the beggar how much money should we give him, but I will give him the victual we have. Maybe he smelled that Lillian's bag contains something edible, so that's how we solve this beggar. And now there is an unknown building, so let's turn toward north and enter this building. It will be building number 13. So that's where we are, and let's roll. What type of shop or building is this? 2d6. Number 4, oh, it will be another guard post. It is a heavily guarded area. Let's see what type of guards are here. Number 5, no faction, so these are just average town guards. And let's see how many guards are here in this building. D6, 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 2 times HCL is 6, so it is 8 in total. 8 guards are facing us when we enter the building, and let's see their reaction. They are peaceful. Great. Let's just note who we met. Here they are, and let's roll if there's a shop twist. When we leave this building, yes, there is a shop twist. Okay. Here is the shop twist table, 3d6. And the result is 11, a personal request. The shopkeeper, embarrassed, has something awkward to ask you. Roll on the quests of Pettiness table. So I imagine as the leader of the guards steps a little bit closer, he's embarrassed, so he wants to be sure that not all the guards or even none of the guards can hear what he says to the party. Let's see what is this quest. Here's the quests of Pettiness table. And as it says, these easy quests give no XP rolls, but it can be an interesting story. So let's roll this d6. Number 1. I want victuals. Okay, yes, we are in a famine. What else? Bring back 10 victuals of at least 3 different types. You'll find them in food shops. And actually, we didn't find any food shops yet. If the quest giver is pregnant, no, he's a guard. And no XP roll. The reward is 5 gold pieces per victual or befriend the quest giver. Okay, let's note it, but this is a famine time, so I don't know when we can fulfill this quest, but we can collect some money if we can do this. So here is the third quest we found, but actually maybe we are unlucky because none of them seems possible to fulfill, or at least not in this famine situation. And I noted that the reward can be befriend the quest giver. Maybe it is useful to be a friend among the guards, especially that I mentioned that the guards leader is the one giving us this quest. Okay, so that was the shop twist from building number 13 as we move out, and we don't know what is on the eastern part of this area, so we have to roll for the next tile. Let's see the D66. Number 44. Here it is, and it looks like the canal is moving a little bit northern, and I don't want to flip or rotate this tile because it fits really well where we are. We can continue moving this way and we meet another beggar. Let's roll for the gold pieces we will lose. D3 times HCL. Okay, it's just 3 gold pieces, and I think Sarah, she still has 33 gold pieces, and we can enter to the next building. It will be building number 14, and let's roll what kind of shop or service or what is it. Here is the shop table, and let's see 5. Oh, an ambush. Okay, let's see the threatening troublemaker table and the D8 roll. Number 1, D3 plus 2 times HCL Corrupt Constables. Level 3 minions with pole arms. No faction. Let's see how many Corrupt Constables are here. Only 1 plus 2 times HCL is 6, so it is 7 in total. And let's see their reaction. Gamble. Okay, so let's note, here they are, and let's see the gamble reaction, how we should do this. The gamblers invite you to play a game of chance. Roll on the gambling games table to see which game they play. Dwarf NPCs, I don't think they are dwarves. If you refuse to play, I don't want to refuse, I want to play. Or maybe we'll see what is the exact game. So if you refuse to play at least once, the gamblers might be angered. Choose a hero to make a persuasion save versus their level. If you succeed, their reaction changes to peaceful. If you fail, treat their reaction as the next higher result on their reaction chart. At this point, you can't change your mind by wanting to play. It's too late. You must face the consequences. Okay, let's see. Here is the gambling games table, and it says that if you win over 27 plus 3d6 gold, read entry 5 from the Book of Secrets. Okay, actually we can win a lot of money, but first let's see the type of game. Number 12. Dagger Dance. Make a level 5 dexterity save. Rogues and harlequins at half of their level. If you fail, you got a finger off. If you succeed, you gain 3d6 times HCL gold. A character who loses 3 or more fingers in the same hand can't use items with this hand. Regenerating beings like trolls aren't allowed to play. Yeah, of course. Okay, so I think Tim will be the brave one, our rogue, who maybe he has some experience in these shady games, so he offers that he will play Dagger Dance. Make a level 5 dexterity save. 5, great, without any bonuses he can add. So if you succeed, gain 3d6 times HCL gold. It is 11 times HCL is 33, and we have to roll if we have to read entry 5. Okay, so our win is 33 gold. First of all, let's note it. And I think they give it directly to Tim, who will have 90 gold pieces now. And 27 plus 8 is over 33, so we didn't win over that number, and we don't have to go to entry 5 from the Book of Secrets. That was an interesting encounter, and actually they were minions, so I will count them for the minor foe encounters. Counter. Started again after the failed XP roll with Lillian. Now that was building number 14. Let's see if there is a twist. No twist. We can just leave the building after winning some gold pieces. And we see a bridge and the beggar on the other side of the bridge. Sarah still has 24 gold pieces left, so some more beggars can ask for gold. And we see this tree. I want to roll and reveal the southern tile just to see what is there behind this building before entering. D66 tile roll. 13. This will be the mansion of the Viscount. And we have to do something with it to be able to enter to this mansion. I think I will rotate it, and this way the door on the north is reachable from actually where we are, and we have to care about the area from on the east of the mansion, that we don't want to block this large gate leading to the building. And I see the sign of the Viscount. The party sees the sign of the Viscount on the door, despite this is a back door, and they don't want to enter there. Why should they? They don't have anything to do with the Viscount, except looking for the incriminating love letters, but this is another building. So they just enter this last building here. It will be building number 15. And let's see what type of shop is here. Back to the shop table and 2d6. 10. Something odd happens. Roll on your town events table. This room is empty and available for sale. Okay, I don't think our party wants to buy a house at this point. Maybe later we can settle in Balai. But first of all, note that this is empty, and then we will roll for the event. This is it, and let's roll on the town events table. This large 66 table. 56. Body collectors. Lugubrious Lutins pick up body parts in leather bags after a deadly fight between ruffians. They offer a quest to bring their master 3 live human captives from 3 different tiles without leaving any witnesses. The captives must be brought to either a villain's, the Viscount's, or otherwise a random faction's mansion, and there's a reward for it. There is no bullying or no pushing to accept this quest. How can our party react to this? Let's just go character by character. I think John, as being first time in this bigger settlement, in this town, he's curious and he's amazed by everything happens around them. Maybe he wants to accept, as especially he's a dungeon crawler, he is used to killing beings, so maybe he's okay with this quest. Tim, he's a rogue. Yeah, he walks in the shadows and backstabs people sometimes. He's kind of a peaceful guy. Maybe he is okay with it. Sarah is definitely not okay with this quest. Being a cleric, helping to all the beggars, basically emptying her pouch, she declines this. And Lillian, I think she's absolutely neutral with this quest, but Sarah has a hard opinion about not accepting this. So I think we won't work for the body collectors. Yeah, let's just leave it this way. We found a house which is for sale, but I'm not sure we want to buy it after seeing that there were some dead bodies and some ruffians fight happened and now someone collect their bodies. Okay, let's see if we can leave this house easily, or are there any twists? No twists happening. Let's just leave this scene and move out to this square by the canal. There is a tree, we still don't want to chop it, and I think I will build another block from the right of this, and I want to know what is on the other side of the square. Maybe we will explore that area. So let's prepare another block. This is it. The wall continues, so I think that will be the southeastern part of the town of Balai. And let's roll what is on the other side of this square behind the tree. Is the canal continues or not? It is a D66 tile roll. 41. Here it is. The canal doesn't just continue but extends, and we cannot continue our way there because it happened to be a terrace, and the tree is the end of this terrace, and there are water all around. There is a strange icon. Let's check what does this mean. This is a psionic pylon. A rare few town tiles feature crystal-shaped icons which represent psionic pylons erected long before the town was built, from which natives keep abreast. Made of zirconium, they glow softly, reduce by 1 the level of all demons in their vicinity to minimum 1, including characters. We don't have demons in our party. Monsters and NPCs never attack the pylons. Characters who wear masks of white porcelain in a pylon's room or area get +1 to defense and spellcasting draws, okay. These masks can be found as special items in this book and others, okay. Pylons can be destroyed with any blunt weapon, 10 minutes, or a bomb. They explode, causing D3 wounds to all in the area. A broken pylon's shards are chaos crystals, worth 5 times D6 gold pieces each. See Caverns of Chaos for more options. There is another option. Track the number of pylons destroyed, for it will matter in future adventures, even with a new party. Oh, so this changes the world. I don't know if our party is aware what are these crystals, these pylons. And as it is in the middle of the water, I don't want to swim just to destroy it. I think we leave this at the moment, and we are going back. Where to go back? We should look for a dinghy, maybe, to cross the waters towards this little building on the north. Let's see the rules for finding a dinghy. Whenever you reach a tile with contiguous water squares with another tile, you may make a search roll to find a dinghy. Rogues and beggars add +1 to this roll. On a roll of 1, you attract bad company. Roll on the Restless Rebel table. If you roll a 2, the dinghy's owner catches you and either forces you to buy it or accuses you of theft. If you succeed, you can use the dinghy to cross water squares as if they were dry land. Taking the dinghy out of the water and carrying in town is forbidden by municipal decree and will cost you a 2d6 gold pieces fine per character each time you come within line of sight of town guards. I don't want to put it out. Furthermore, no. Okay, I don't want to go underwater, so I don't want to use these options. Actually, it is part of the water section of the walking the streets descriptions. So we just need to decide if we want a dinghy or not. There is a 2 in 6 chance of something bad can happen. Or we can go back crossing beggars and we have to pay them. So I think we can look for a dinghy. So we are not crossing the beggars this time. Let's draw the line where we walk out of the building. So here on the edge of the terrace we are looking for a dinghy. And what is the bonus with the rogue? Rogues and beggars add +1 to this roll. So Tim looks for a dinghy. Ouch, it is a 2 with the bonus. If you roll a 2, the dinghy's owner catches you and either forces to buy it or accuses you of theft. Let's try to buy it. 2d6 plus HCL gold pieces. 13 gold pieces. We could pay this amount at least for the beggars, so we buy this dinghy. We will have a dinghy. Maybe we can continue exploring the town via water. I have put a little dinghy here, so this way we can follow where we are. And we are crossing just this small canal, arriving to this smaller building, and I hope that the dinghy will be there when we will come out. Okay, who will pay for it? I think Tim. Yeah, he has a lot of money and he failed actually stealing the dinghy. He still has 77. And let's see, what is this building? This will be the 16th. Let's go roll on the shop table. 2d6 on the shop table. 5. Oh, an ambush. Okay, threatening troublemaker table. D8. 6 is a menacing man-at-arms table. Another D8. 3. D3 +1 +2 times HCL. Bellowing brutes. Level 4 minions. Oh, and a war chief. What a small building and so many people in there. Let's see their reactions first. Number 1, seduction. I don't want to play this type of content, so let's jump one higher. 2, 3, gamble. Okay, we will play maybe with the war chief, their boss. Oh, they can have faction. I just see. Let's roll D8 for their faction. Number 5, meaning Warmaster. Yeah, they are brutes with a war chief, and they are... actually, we are in a new block. So, I think that this mansion in the first block is the Viscount's mansion, and it's the Viscount's block. And but we walked back or dinghied back to that block. Maybe this other whole block will be the new one. On the east will be the block of the, what was it, Warmaster. And they are just an exception. Or they are maybe spies on the other block. Okay, let's note the Warmaster's faction at first. This is it, and we start with 0 points with that newly revealed faction. And how many bellowing brutes are with this war chief? D3, 3, plus 1 is 4, plus 2 times HCL, it is 10 in total. So 10 bellowing brutes and a war chief in this next building. Here they are, and I noted that they are with the Warmaster's faction, and they want to gamble. So let's roll on the gambling table. Gambling games table, D66. 41 critter fights. The gamblers take bets on bloody fights in a ring. You can place at least one bet, always in amounts of 10 gold pieces up to 100, on the champion or on a challenger. You can bet on up to D6 fights per day, one will be enough. When bids are closed, roll 3d6 for the champion and 2d6 for the challenger. If you bet on the champion and it wins, your net winnings are 3 gold. If you bet was on the challenger and it won, your net winnings are 5 gold. I will go for the higher chance, even if the winnings are less. So let's just put 10 gold pieces, and when the bids are closed, so I assume that the war chief has a new challenger he really believes in. And let's see the fight, the critters fight. Let's roll 3d6 for the champion. Oh, great, 16. And it can't be defeated by a 2d6 roll, so we definitely won the game. Yes, and the net winnings are 3 gold. We are free to leave without fighting these 11 huge Warmasters guys. And I don't think that it was a big deal enough to move our faction points. Maybe they are happy that we played with them, and it is equal that they are not happy losing in this critter fight. Anyway, we can freely move out of the building, and I want to roll to the 2 tiles on the north to see what is there and if we can use our dinghy to move further or not. So D66 tile rolls 2 times. The first one will be 25. Here it is, no watery areas, so this narrower part of the canal ends here and continues on a street. We can use the dinghy to travel up on this narrow canal, and we can leave it here. This is one option. And the other one, let's see what is on this area, this tile on the right. This tile will be the 64th one. This is it, and I think it fits well that the water continues towards north, and actually the western part of this tile is fully walled, but we can move through the water with our dinghy from here, or we can maybe walk in from the north later. I think yeah, let's use the dinghy and move through this narrow channel and leave it here. So we crossed the water, entered room number 16, and we moved out back to the water and arrived here. What we see is there's a beggar and a dead end on their left, so it's not an option to go there, but there is a door on their right, so enter that building. It will be building 17, and let's roll for its content. 2d6 on the town table, shop table, it is 7, it is a shop, okay. d8 for the type of the shop, it is 7 services, 2d6 for what type of services? 12. Oh, an inventor. Cannons, firearms and lockpicks are for sale. After buying, go to the Book of Secrets if you have the Bruneldi keyword. We don't have it. Either way, on a d6 roll of 1, 2, an explosion occurs as you leave. All party members failing a level 3 Dragon Breath save lose 2 life points. Then play an Arson. Okay, there is an option. Gnomes, gnoblins, or gremlins sell gadgets for 25 gold pieces per gadget point for up to HCL points per adventure. Gremlins never sell to parties with dwarfs or carrying anti-gremlin items or scrolls. Okay, I don't want to use this option. Let's just go with the simple inventor. And, should we buy anything? I mean, Tim has lockpicks already. So we just see the wares of this inventor. They are interesting ones, but actually no one in the party can use firearms, especially not cannons. That's it. And as we want to leave this inventor's shop, no explosion happens, luckily. And let's roll for the shop twist, because still there is an option for a shop twist. And no shop twists. So it was a risky situation, but we can just leave the inventor's shop and move back to the streets. As we are out of the building, we see the maybe this is a little bit pushy beggar in the middle of a crossing, but on the right there is a dead end behind the trees. So anyway, we have to cross this beggar. So first of all, let's see how many gold pieces Sarah will lose this time. 3 only, okay. Now she has 21 gold pieces left. And where to move? Maybe as we are in the middle of the town, around the middle of the town, let's go back towards west. Actually, I want to see how many hours we've spent exploring the town, because the only inn we know is building number 4, and despite there will be nothing to eat, I guess it is a safe place to sleep at least. So the rule said that crossing a tile takes 1 hour of game time, no matter how many rooms. We left the inn in the morning and we turned towards the south, but still there was a tavern. We checked in. Oh, and there was the vampiric event. So let's say this is 1 hour, especially because we will return for building 9. So 1 hour, 2 hours. And then we continued with building 10 and 11. So 3 hours. And the next one 4 hours, because we didn't visit these 2 tiles on the south, so 4 hours. Let's say we are almost around noon with leaving the 17th building and crossing the beggar. So not yet noon, but almost noon. We have plenty of time to still explore until evening arrives. Anyway, let's turn back towards west and see what are in the streets. And there were these broad alleyways among the blocks. So maybe that's where we will move. Yeah, let's say John is curious enough to turn backwards. Turning left, here is a building we can immediately enter. This will be the 18th one. And let's roll what we find in this building. A shop table, 2d6, 9. Oh, it is a shop. Okay, what kind of shop is this? 3 flesh, another d8, 6 slave market. Slaves are sold for 10 gold pieces and bought for 2d6 gold pieces. If slavery is illegal, they are technically not slaves, but criminals or runaway serfs, okay? Slaves make for poor retainers. I don't want to buy them. There's an option for CCC. When buying a slave, roll d8. You may roll on the prisoner table if you wish, but I don't want to buy a slave. We can roll for their ethnicity, but still I don't want to buy a slave. Let's roll if a shop twist happens when we leave. Oh yeah, a shop twist. Okay, let's see what is the shop twist. 3d6. 12. Something important. Oh, another event. Let's see what is this important event. A d66 roll. 56. Body collectors again. Oh, Oh, maybe the slaves were killing each other and the body collectors are here now. Okay, I still don't want to accept their quest. Just quickly leave this building. There is a back door, but after seeing all these happenings, I'm not curious. Maybe John is a little bit curious, but okay, let's go with John's curiousness and let's leave this building on the back door, moving like this and arriving to this smaller area, which will be the 19th one. And let's see what kind of shop or area is this. 2d6 on the shop table. 5. Oh, an ambush. I knew that the back door is not a good idea. Let's roll on the threatening troublemaker table. It is a d8. And 6 is menacing man-at-arms table. Here they are, another d8. 1. d6 plus 2 times HCL Tatterdemalion Taxmen. Level 2 minions. At least they are just level 2. Let's see how many Taxmen are here. 4 plus 6, it is 10 Taxmen. And let's see their reaction. It is a d6. Okay. Okay. There will be some special if we roll a higher one. Yeah. Fiscal audit. When audited, characters must win a level 2 poverty save, -1 penalty per 20 gold pieces worth carried in valuables, gold, gems, or jewels, except gear, scrolls, and magic items. First of all, let's see how many poverty save bonuses or penalties do we have. So, -1 penalty per 20 gold pieces. We don't have gems and jewels, just the gold pieces. So John will have, 2 times 20 gold pieces, so -2. Tim will have -3. 1 for Sarah and 2 for Lillian. Okay, so everybody has some penalties. And let's see the level 2 poverty save. How the poverty save works, I just want to check it. Here are the modifiers, beggars plus level and the -1 penalty per 20 gold pieces, that's all. Let's start rolling. So, level 2 poverty save, John has a -2 modifier. Oh, okay, he failed. What happens when someone fails? Either pay 20% of your gold pieces in tax or 10% as a bribe, but tick 1 thief tick, except for rogues, or be imprisoned. If you don't pay, mark 1 thief tick. And they are connected to the block rulers faction, so the Viscount in this case. I think he will pay 20% of his gold pieces, meaning 8 gold pieces. Still has 34. Okay, let's see the next character. Tim, he has a lot of modifier, -3. Still, he can, maybe Tim, being a rogue, being small, he just start persuading the guards, who are they, the taxmen, that, I'm just a small one, I'm poor, I don't have big pouches, so let me just go, and that happens. Let's see Sarah's roll. She has a -1 modifier. Okay, it is a success. And then let's see Lillian's roll with -2. She's okay. So John is the only one. Yeah, maybe all the others were at least once in a bigger settlement in this environment and met taxmen or learned how to deal with taxmen. And this is a new experience for John, first meeting taxmen. And of course, he failed how to handle this situation. Now we can finally leave this. Oh no, we cannot leave. It wasn't a twist. They were just taxmen waiting for anyone who enters this building. Here I noted that these were taxmen and John had to pay. And let's try to leave finally this building. Let's roll if there's a shop twist. Yes, there is a shop twist. 3d6 on the shop twist table. 11, a personal request. Again, Quests of Pettiness table. So maybe a taxman has something awkward to ask the party. Let's go to the Quest of Pettiness table. Here it is, a simple d6 roll. 4. Retrieve my overdue loan. Yeah, he's a taxman. What else? There is a 1 in 6 chance of meeting the target anytime a townsfolk group is met for the first time. A level 6 save of a social type of your choice is required to get the loan back. And it is d8 times HCL gold pieces. The target leads toothless thieves. HCL plus 2 minus B. Okay. The reward is 50% of the gold pieces you retrieve. Tick a thief box if you keep it all. So basically the taxman wants to kind of recruit the party. I just note it, and we'll see if we will meet these townsfolk. Let's see how many gold pieces we have to collect. It is d8 times d8. 4 times 8, it is 32, times HCL times 3, so it is 96 gold pieces. Also meaning that the reward, half of it, will be 48 gold pieces if we can collect this loan. And I'm not sure where we can find townsfolks, as everybody is begging at the moment. And I don't think beggars have this enough money. Okay, we'll see. And let's just note that we should do a level 6 social type save. Now we have another quest, and maybe this is the first one, seems possible to fulfill. Yes. Okay, let's move on. And this was the shop twist as we leave the building. Now where to move next? I think here are these broader alleys, so let's move through this beggar as we cannot avoid crossing at least one. Let's see the beggar roll. 3 times 3, 9 gold pieces is what Sarah lost. Now it will be easier and easier to successfully save a poverty test. And we can turn north on this broad alley, and let's enter the first building here, which will be the 20th building. And let's roll on the shop table. What is this building? 2d6. 10. Something odd happens. Not again. But we can buy this empty house if we want. So let's go to the Yeatown Events table once more. D66. 23. Disasters section. Okay. Winged Stillborn. Until the next full moon, or 10 HCL townsfolk are sacrificed at a death god temple, replace all map letter icons by Winged Stillborn. We have the famine and the beggars, and we don't have a solution for that event yet. So I don't want to change the map letter icons this way, because where are all the beggars gone and what happened with the famine, it doesn't make any sense, so I will reroll this event. 11. Oh, the first one. Gobra's Folly. Tick the box. Okay, first of all, tick the box. If it was already, okay, no. The god of jesters, who is Cobras in this game, transforms all beings in town into talking squirrels. All NPCs become level 1 vermin in the middle of a famine. Party members are level 1 squirrels. Squirrels can't use any items bigger than a nut or gold piece, but cast spells normally. Clerics of, we didn't define who is Sarah. The curse lasts until 333 gold pieces are offered at a temple or shrine of Cobras, a Brunelli cellar, or a randomly encountered goblin. You can also build a chapel to Cobras in a house you own for that purpose. Okay, it's a tricky and funny event. I think the author wanted to give us a good laugh, because it stated that squirrels can't use any items bigger than a gold piece, and we should collect 333 gold pieces. So I ticked this box, and I will reroll this event. Sorry. 45. Hopefully we can find something acceptable now. Blackmailers. A sweaty henchman offers you to spy on a noble, random faction. Pick a character to go to this faction's mansion or hostel. From there, make a successful stealth save, level 5, as you reach the nearest flesh shop, then make another as you return to the quest giver. If you miss the first, the quest fails. If you miss the second, the noble's retinue, menacing men-at-arms, attack your lone character midway to the quest giver's location. Ooh! The reward are 2 clues, plus 50 HCL gold pieces a lot, or 1 faction point with any other random faction. Okay, it's interesting, and we have a team who can be successful in this quest. Let's note that we found another quest. Here is the quest, and as we know only one mansion so far, which is the Viscount's mansion, I made it to our target. So the goal is spy on the Viscount mansion actually. 2 times level 5 stealth save, as it said that once when we try to move out of the mansion to the nearest flesh shop, and another from the nearest flesh shop to the quest giver. So that's how I summarized it. And when we returned, the rewards are 2 clues plus 50 HCL gold pieces or 1 faction point, and the other faction we know is the Warmaster's faction, so I made the quest giver the henchman of the Warmaster, and this way we can collect a faction point. I think as if we can successfully do the stealth saves, the Viscount won't know that we spied on him, so we won't lose any faction points with the Viscount, but collect 1 with the Warmaster. So, after exploring many houses and many new streets and areas, and realizing that how big towards east is the town of Balai, this is the end of the session, and this quest will be the one we will start the next session with. So, I think Tim will try to do this, and hopefully he won't go to any troubles. And maybe meanwhile he does this, the others will visit the tavern they explored or the inn where they stayed, and despite there are no foods, maybe they can drink something and have a conversation with the locals. We'll see next time. Thanks for being here, and see you there. Bye!